Joe Giuliano in Philadelphia.
Tom, are you concerned for your players and coaches as representatives of Penn State going into another city following all the troubling news of last week?
No, not at all. We've been contacted by Ohio State. I talked to Luke Fickell, called me the other day. We've been assured there will be no problems.
You talked about young guys are more resilient than people think. I mean, in regard to Penn State, could you speak to what it must be like for them with all this trauma that's taken place around them, that they had to strap it on and go play a game on Saturday, and they have a season to play out, how difficult it must be for them?
I mean, I couldn't speak exactly. I could just speak from, experience of our young guys and all the turmoil that they've had. I'm not comparing and contrasting, and that's probably what I don't want to do. But I think young people are very resilient, and sometimes they don't. They have a loss or they have a situation that happens, and they get over it probably a lot quicker than maybe some of us older people. I don't know how to say that. I'm like saying we're in the same age there, but closer than maybe people think, or close. We feel the same better now, but I'm just saying they do a good job at continuing to move on. I know ours have done that. It's not easy. The more that people talk about it, it gets brought back up. But they have a tendency to be able to move on and focus and at the task at hand more so than dwelling upon the past, I think.
Do they push it aside, or they just kind of put it in the back of their mind, or do you think they? I mean, I've got kids about that age that just kind of forget about it completely too.
I don't want to compare it to anything else. Obviously, this is something far greater than a loss. But you can see guys come back and on Sunday night, and those different things are out of their minds. They've moved on. Whether they say, "Well, I wasn't a part of it," or "It wasn't me." There's sometimes to me it's more of the outside people talk about it and make it a little bit more than what maybe the people truly on the inside do, because they accept and move on and try to stay focused on what they have to do.
Their schools just as much as we love ours. And it's important to remember that the victims of this tragedy, but it's also important to remember that our visitors are not the people to whom we should direct our anger. Throughout this week, we'll be messaging in various ways to both students and the Ohio State community that we do have the best fans in the land, and that this weekend is a moment to showcase sportsmanship. This is bigger than football. To address some of the actions we will be taking this week, I have with me Jared Cameras, our Student Athletic Council representative, and we're also joined by leaders from BLACO, the student section, and the Ohio State University Student Sportsmanship Council, who will all be available for questions and to kind of address specific things throughout the week. So, Jared.
Thank you, Nick. Good afternoon, everybody. This week, the undergraduate student government, along with BLACO and the Sportsmanship Council, will be unveiling a messaging campaign for Ohio State fans to be loud, be proud, and most importantly, be respectful. Later this week, we'll be launching a video message featuring Ohio State student athletes, reminding fans that some things are more important than football. Nick, as well as myself and a group of other student leaders, have drafted a letter that will be sent to all students, urging them to act in a way that reflects why Ohio State fans are indeed the best in the land. Separate from football, we'll also be introducing a social media campaign encouraging students to change their Facebook and Twitter profile pictures to an image that we have designed that honors the victims of the alleged tragedies at Penn State.